Okay, welcome to IGED 111C, Foundation Writing in the Natural and Social Sciences. It is summer 2020. This is now an online course, and so I thought I would make a little introduction video to just give you an idea of what's going to be expected and what's going to help make us all successful, and introduce myself. So I'm Professor Howard. This is your Composition 2 class, essentially. This is English 2, so you should have passed English Composition 1 if you were here a couple semesters ago, or IGED 110, Foundation Writing in the Arts and Humanities. And so this class is going to be an extension of that. It's a little different, a little more, but let's get started. This is a 6-week course, which means it'll be over before you know it. We're going to have major assignments due every week. So hopefully we can keep up with that. It focuses more on research and argument than IGED 110 probably did. And in addition to that big research paper, what we're going to do, we have some supporting assignments. These are the things that are going to be due weekly, such as your issue proposal, your annotated bibliography, things like that. So let's talk about how to succeed, the skills to pay the bills. You'll need skills in time management. I'll talk about that in a second. You'll need skills in reading and research. That's what the class is about, so I should help you with that. You'll need to know the syllabus. That'll be a separate video. And Blackboard and Microsoft Word. And so I'll talk about those in separate videos as well. So to briefly go into time management, oh, I didn't change this slide, so this lovely picture of a clock will cover some of the words, but we have week-by-week modules, which means I'll upload next week, this week. Week 1 is up there already, and it'll give you everything you need to do for the week. We'll have major due dates at the end of each week, so Sunday at 11:59 p.m. However, things like your discussion boards and maybe some of the supporting assignments might be due that Wednesday or Thursday, just to make sure you're doing stuff ahead of time and not trying to cram it all in one day. Especially with things like discussion board, you want to participate pretty quickly so other students can see your work. That's what I meant by what we have here. So this says stay in touch, be proactive with your communication. So you can email me at any time. I've already gotten emails from several of you, and the class just started like an hour ago, but it actually goes to the last week. I'll also set up some one-on-one time via WebEx, which is our usual, if you've used Zoom or WebEx or Skype or anything like that, it's just a video conference, and I'll have times for that throughout every week. So research is a big part of this, and we'll talk about it as we move along, but basically what you're doing is using source material to support your specific argument. So it helps to drive what you're saying, but it's not the main purpose of this. The main purpose of this is to get your own argument that you can support. And so we'll talk about things like source evaluation, we'll talk about databases versus search engines, and things like that as we move along. And so our assignment cycle is going to go as follows. We've got our issue proposal, which is basically going to be what you're talking about, your exploratory paper, your annotated bibliography, and then the research paper. And so I'll explain these a little bit more on the next few slides, but keep in mind that these are all different assignments that help to support the creation of the research paper. And then finally, we're going to do something experimental because we will have an extra week to do a research paper remix. More on that as it comes. So to talk about your issue proposal, it's basically what you're going to write about. It's your topic and maybe your argument, but we don't need a thesis statement or anything like that yet when we get to the issue proposal. That's due next week. It's what you're gonna write about in your research paper. So it's not the same as your research paper. See if you can detect a theme here. Your exploratory paper is going to look at what some other people are saying about the topic that you may find in your research paper. It is not the same as your research paper. This one tends to look a little bit more like a research paper. I do have examples of all of these on Blackboard, but you'll start to do some preliminary research and get an idea of what other people are saying, maybe 3 perspectives on your topic in your research paper. The annotated bibliography is going to be a detailed list and with annotations of the sources that you're using, see if you can guess it, in your research paper. It's not the same as the research paper. It's basically your works cited, but with a paragraph for each source you find in that works cited page. And that leads us to your research paper, which is your supported argument, the stuff that you are talking about in all of those other assignments. So to recap, we have one major assignment, and that is your research paper. And then we have 3 major supporting assignments, which is your issue proposal, your exploratory paper, and your annotated bibliography. Those build toward your research paper, but they are not the same. We'll talk about that more. I just want to get that cleared up as soon as possible, because in the past I've had students just sort of put them all in one document and say that was their research paper. But you're not going to do that, because you're summer 2020, and you're ready to go. So I will end this now. It's gone on far too long. But I will talk about our syllabus, I'll talk about our Blackboard page, and I'll talk about Microsoft Word in upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. I'm looking forward to reading your work.